what if, and I was afraid that I would lose them if I came out as like I was realizing I was trans, and then I was like, yeah, but can I live as a trans? Like if I do this, I'll probably lose my family, I'll lose love, I'll lose sex, I'll lose my position in community, I'll lose like everything. And and it was like it was it to not transition at that point was worse than any of that
Mm.
stuff happening, because once I transitioned, that all came true. Everything changed, and I lost almost every relationship and position and everything. Just everything did change drastically. But I began to feel and live and reside in my body in a way that I never had, um, sober or high. So for me, it was just me beginning to be able to embody more of who I am. Because even though I was, 10 plus years sober and had done a lot of work, I still was very dissociated and very much not living in my body. Um, Most of the time I was a very heady person, and like, but to actually embody my body, like until I started doing drag and I had opportunities to put on clothing that was opposite, and like I just never wanted to get out of it. And the more that I did it, the more I realized that this was just, I want to be this way all the time. Like this feels good to be this way all the time. I want to be called she all the time, because it hits this spot in me that just, I feel seen. Um, I feel seen when somebody calls me Bonnie Violet, or uses she pronouns. Like, my parents don't do that. Many of my
Mm.
friends don't do that from the past, and so
Mhm.
I don't feel like they see me. And it makes it very difficult to, I think, continue to be in relationship with a lot of the people of the past.
Wow, you risked everything. And Bonnie Violet, I don't know if anybody can see, but your face lights up of joy and empowerment when you talk about being in drag or being Bonnie Violet. And I think that's really interesting because I think the question everybody has is, did you always know? Or were
Mm.
you always like this? Or were you born a girl or something like that? And what you're telling us is, I didn't know until I knew, and looking back, this is what's right for me in this moment. This is who I
Mhm.
am right now. So it kind of doesn't matter. You
Yeah.
were surviving as best you could in the environments that you were in, but now that you know, you can't unknow. Now that you know how
Yeah.
good that feels to be who you are and to be in your body, you can't undo that, even though it means risking a lot. Uh,
Mhm. It's more risky to not, though. I've
Tell me
reached a
more.
point in my life that it's more risky to not transition and not, embody myself. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it was definitely, it just got to the point where there was no other choice,
Mhm.
to do that, and life is that way sometimes, where yes, we always have choice and we always have options. But there really isn't a choice when it came down to it, you know.
Yeah, you had to.